Before we get started, we wanted to quickly give a big shout out to Panasonic LUMIX for sponsoring today's video. To learn more about LUMIX and read Videomaker's ethical stance on sponsorship, click the link in the description. Do you know what the best settings are for your camera? Sasha here from Videomaker. With all the new features on the GH5, it's ideal for YouTubers. With those features comes a bunch of different ways to set up your camera, but not every channel benefits from the same settings. Let's take a look at two types of creators, the cinematic vlogger and the action shooter, and discuss what gives them their look. We'll cover the best settings and features that suit each style of storytelling, so you can start using them for your videos. Cinematic vloggers like Casey Neistat are constantly moving and shooting to tell stories with a cinematic feel. The aesthetic leans a lot on visual storytelling. To achieve a cinematic look to your video, start with your frame rate. Classic film cameras shoot 24 frames per second, so you should set your camera's frame rate to 24. Higher frame rates give a smoother feel, offering a more real-life feel to your video, but for an American audience, it won't look as cinematic. Another aesthetic for the cinematic vlogger is great color and composition. Fortunately, the GH5 offers 10-bit 422-bit depth color space. Simply put, 10-bit video captures billions of colors, whereas 8-bit only offers 16.7 million. The more colors your camera captures, the more control you have over your color during editing. Currently, the GH5 is the only camera under $8,000 to offer in-camera 10-bit 4K video without the aid of an external video recorder. Next, let's look at a different kind of shooter, the action shooter. Action shooters, like the guys at Dude Perfect, have a much different aesthetic than the cinematic vlogger. Action shooters are always capturing the action, from sports to let's play. These types of videos are best captured at a higher frame rate. Shooting at a frame rate of 60 frames per second will give you a more fluid video that will capture fast action better. The GH5 is one of the few cameras that will shoot 4K in 60 frames per second, so you're covered. Another tool used by action shooters is the use of real-time video and slow-mo. The GH5 shoots up to 60p in 4K. Slowing down 60 frames per second to 24 will give you 2.5 times slow motion when played back at 24 frames per second. To slow down even more, shoot in HD and the GH5 opens up to 180 frames per second. Slow down 180 frames per second to 24 and get a 7.5 times slow-mo. That means 2 seconds of video, when slowed down, will become 15 seconds. Say you want to produce in 60 frames per second. Then you'll have a 3 times slow-mo when you slow 180 to 60, perfect for instant replays. Regardless of how you plan to use your GH5, there are some settings that are more universal. The most usable picture style for video that you don't plan to grade is natural. It gives you a more real color palette. Don't forget that there is also an upgrade option for the GH5 for Vlog L. It basically gives you video that's easier for color manipulation. It's not for everyone, but anyone who wants only the most beautiful video should get it. Lastly, you'll find all the shoot assists a video shooter needs in the GH5. Use the histogram to help you get perfect exposure. Turn on focus speaking so you know if something is out of focus. And if you need to change between frame rates and keep the same exposure, turn on shutter angle, a rare feature in cameras at this price. The Panasonic LUMIX GH5 offers an extensive list of options for YouTube creators, with the possibility to shoot 10-bit 4K video or 180 frames per second in HD. Its features are rich. If you want to know more about the Panasonic LUMIX GH5, go to shop.panasonic.com/GH5 or click the link in the description. Thanks for watching.